Hi again. I thought today I would do a video on 10 ways to honour the loss of your baby or a miscarriage. When I went through this, I found it quite difficult to know how best to honour my baby, and so I wanted to help someone out there who might be experiencing the same. So number one, a ceremony at a special place might be something that would help to provide some sort of closure. When I had my miscarriage, I had saved some of the tissue to then be tested, and then the hospital returned that and I wanted to bury it. So we chose a special spot in our garden in order to do that, and we had a sort of ceremony. Just because when you go through something like this, you don't have a funeral or a gravestone to visit, and so I felt like a ceremony would provide me with something as a point of focus that would help for sort of closing the chapter. The next thing that you might want to do is to have some sort of altar. It may be very small and informal, and you may even do this without realising what it is that you're creating, but I had a little space on my dressing room table and I just had a little vase of flowers, my scanned photo, and then I would put different things there depending on the season, and I found that helped me have a place of focus where if I was thinking about my baby, I had somewhere to sort of go and look at the photo and sort of say good morning, or just sort of let my baby know I was thinking of them. You might want to pick something like a shelf or a window ledge or a mantelpiece, and I would put fresh flowers there and just change them over at each week, and it just provided a special place for me to sort of collect my thoughts when I was thinking about my baby. The next thing you might want to do is to light a candle. Baby Loss Awareness Week is in October, and it culminates at the end of the week with the Wave of Light, where everybody that's been affected by the loss of their baby lights a candle and then puts a photograph on social media, and it creates one sort of wave of light throughout the world. So lighting a candle is quite a symbolic act anyway, and I tend to light a candle to mark specific dates that remind me of the loss of my baby. So I tend to light a candle on my due date, or now will be the date that I use to mark the age of my baby. And so lighting a candle can help to sort of show that you are remembering your baby. I also tend to light a candle on the date that marks the loss of my baby. So you may want to do that as a way of remembering and thinking of your baby. You may want to write a poem or write a letter to your baby and then keep that within a memory box, just to allow you to verbalise all the feelings that you might have still locked inside. Write down or put pen to paper and say all the things to your baby that you never got to say in person. As I've just mentioned, you may want to create a memory box, and that can be a special place where you keep things like the pregnancy test that you might have kept, any outfits that you bought that you want to sort of keep to remind you of that baby. It might be the scan photo that you have and you want somewhere sort of special to keep it. It could be a toy that you bought and you might just want to collect all those items together. I did create one of these, but I found I could never actually open the box and look at the items in there. But I wanted somewhere special to keep all the items in one place. So that might be something that you want to do. The next thing is having some sort of special piece of jewellery. Mine is this little bean here, because I didn't know whether my baby was a boy or a girl, and I didn't want to name the baby because I didn't want to give them what might have been the wrong gender. We nicknamed our baby Baby Bean, and because of that I wanted a special piece of jewellery that would make me feel like that I've always got a piece of my baby with me, and so that's why I've got this little bean necklace. It doesn't have to be something expensive, or you might want to commission something if you have something specific in mind, but It's extremely precious to me, this necklace, and I do always feel like I have something of my baby with me when I wear it. You might want to plant a tree or a rose bush or some sort of flower in their memory in a special place in your garden. We didn't plant anything specific, but we decided on where we would bury the remains of baby Bean is in a special place in our garden where we have a rose arch. And so it's a really pretty part of the garden, and I chose that because I wanted something sort of special to be associated with my baby. So that might be a way of having something special grow and something pretty as a place of focus for you that you might want to go and sit and have a cup of coffee or sit and sort of look out the window and remember your baby by. When it comes to special dates, for example your due date or the date that would mark what would have been your baby's birthday, you might want to do something special like a balloon release. When I reached my due date, this is something that I did. I tend to buy a really large weathered balloon and put ribbons on it as sort of a tail, and then a luggage tag, and write my message on the luggage tag, and then we find somewhere special to go to release the balloon. When I did this on my due date, I do have to say that I felt a real sense of peace by doing it, and it was beautiful to just watch this balloon float off into the air. I found that quite a moving tribute. When it comes to Christmas, Christmas is always a really difficult time of year if you've lost a baby, and a way of remembering your baby at that time of year could be to have a special Christmas decoration that you put on your tree. You'll know that your baby's sort of part of Christmas by doing that. The final thing that you might want to do to honour or remember your baby is, sounds strange, but whenever I see a white feather, I take a white feather to mean that my baby's watching over me. And it's strange how many times I've seen a white feather in the most unusual of places, and I just take that as a little sign that my baby is still there in some form. And that might be strange to some, but it provides me with quite a lot of comfort. I tend to keep, wherever I find the feather, I tend to pick it up and put it in my bag, and I tend to keep the feather. So that might be something that you might want to take on as a little habit that you form that helps you to sort of think of your baby whenever you see a white feather. As you can tell, even though my miscarriage was over a year ago, I still get really emotional talking about it. And if you've been affected by this video, then please know that you aren't alone, and if you would like to message me, then I will try to help in any way that I can. I hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe if you'd like more videos that discuss infertility, miscarriage and motherhood after loss. Thank you, bye.